welcome back once again. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time, my name is Mamri and you are very welcome. It's a brand new day. I thank God for this day. I don't know about you. I don't know what you are going through, but I pray that your day gets better by the grace of God. Yeah, it's not about preaching. We are in Burkina Faso. Our president is not happy yesterday. Yes, he came out with a speech. When I listened to it, yeah, he's not happy about a lot of things. Corruption, one, people who are stealing from charity, two, people are asking for pay rise when others are suffering or do not get a job. If you are asking for pay rise, well, pack your things and go, whereby the people who work should come and work. He said revolution doesn't mean filling your pocket full. Please, families, listen to him, and I'll be back.
The president of Foso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, presided this morning over the ceremony to raise the colors at the presidential palace in Kolb. During the ceremony, the head of state delivered an important message to the nation. We invite you to listen to the head of state. Making a revolution means facing many challenges. And we face challenges every day, and thank God we managed to overcome them. This has been the case in recent weeks, which have been rich in events. On the battlefield, the pressure is on. So in this month of October, thank God, we've had a number of successes, and we're going to continue to step up operations until we wipe them out. So it's barbaric. They've come to disturb our peace, and we thank God for that. The chow and the tour, so to speak, all came to an end yesterday. Thank God, there were no major incidents, just a few falls on the Faso tour, but the minister reassured me that these were only minor injuries, which have been taken care of. Unfortunately, there was also a minor incident at the CIA, when a gas bottle exploded, injuring a number of people. So we can only give thanks to God for these two events, which are further proof of our resilience. From Burkina Faso. Who will expose the lies of the media, which tend to give rise to the narrative that Burkina Faso is on fire? But the writers were able to cover the length and breadth of the country without incident. And yes, this is the right place to pay tribute to the various defense and security forces and to one VDP, who did everything possible to ensure that all these events went off without a hitch. In the course of these weeks, there have also been a number of events here at the presidency, in particular a number of heads of various ministerial departments whom I have personally received to try to redirect government action by seeking to rationalize operating expenses, because we have realized that operations take up so much space. In our budget we were obliged to read, so these thousands of pages, it's not for the pleasure of the eyes, but we were obliged to read it, to bring in every manager. And to try to ration the budget so that it can be used to make basic structural socio-economic investments for the benefit of our working masses. Everyone who has been here and taken part in the exercise has recognized that we have enough operating expenses. And we are going to continue in this direction to minimize the administration's operating expenses so as to be able to invest better for the benefit of our populations. Those who got the message, I think most of them did. I invite them to redouble their efforts to minimize operating expenses. Everything that can be saved must be saved and invested, to the benefit of our populations. Drinking water is not a guarantee for everyone. Here in Burkina Faso, we are today also fighting for food sovereignty. There are so many challenges that we need to save as much as we can to meet them. Unfortunately, in this context, we realize that there are still some black sheep trying to play the game. With time perhaps, but we've spent 2 years raising awareness. I think it gave me the people even to find that we were raising awareness too much, we didn't have to take action, and at some point we decided to take action. I'd like to inform you that, unfortunately, we have recently uncovered a network following a complaint. Thugs, unfortunately, within the very Ministry of Humanitarian Action, a ministry which was supposed to act for the benefit of the most disadvantaged. It was in this ministry that people took the liberty of embezzling money and billions in 2024. They embezzled several billion. The police did an excellent job of investigating and uncovering a lot of assets, luxury vehicles, a good number of things in any case, which were seized, and the case was therefore transferred to a court of law. This is to say that if we don't take control seriously, there will always be those who believe that anything goes, embezzling billions, especially in the Ministry of Humanitarian Action. In this context, there are agents who have been caught up in this, who are currently in prison, hundreds of 1 million diverted from the food that was supposed to go to the most destitute, to these internally displaced people. And it was in a ministry that people tried to embezzle this money. And I'm sure it exists just about everywhere, because we're still investigating. But we know why we're doing it. There are still a lot of people trying to embezzle public funds. We're not going to pity these individuals. This is therefore an opportunity to call on the Rules and Regulations Committee, which has been set up to deal with malfunctions. Because there are many denunciations arriving at the level of the presidency here, to get down to work seriously and enable us to unearth all these thieves hiding in the administration. We cannot tolerate this at a time when we are fighting terrorism and people are sacrificing their lives in the field. And others are stealing billions and living luxuriously. It's hard to pinpoint this situation. Some Burkinabe lack patriotism. We all followed the efforts that were made to acquire a new aircraft last time, and last week I was obliged to receive 2 mechanics from the company who, as soon as the aircraft arrived on the 2 from last month, 3 asked for resignation. And you submit your resignation request on the 3rd to take effect on the 4th. Take effect on October 31st. They are demanding a pay rise of more than 2 million. It's sabotage, and I think it's a serious lack of patriotism. The board of directors tried to reason with them and offered concessions of up to 400,000 francs on their salaries. They refused to work when a new plane arrived, which the company sees as sabotage. We were obliged to receive them and pass on the message. Whether they go to work willingly or by force, we're not going to ask anyone, we're not going to negotiate yet. They're going to work, and that's what's happening at the Air Force. There are mechanics who don't get paid what they get, but who sacrifice themselves, play in us to keep the aircraft in the air to support the fighting forces. They've never asked for a franc more. So these are the kinds of spirit we're fighting against, and that's why I said, to make a revolution. He'll say, for all those who try to sabotage, we'll take the necessary measures, willingly or not, they'll do what they have to do for the fatherland. We will no longer tolerate a certain number of things. The time for awareness raising is over. Everyone needs to work for the benefit of Burkina Faso. The suffering must end. The masses also have the right to enjoy a little joie de vivre and to savor what belongs to Burkina Faso. There's no reason why our wealth should belong to just one tiny group. And who allow themselves to squander this public money. So, through you, I invite you to spread the message in the various administrations, in the various departments too. Continue to take denunciations so that we can act effectively. Thank you all, and I hope that the end of this year will be a time of hard work, because it's time to take stock, to look back and see what worked in 2024, so that we can project ourselves in a fairly, rigorously in 2025? To rise to the challenges ahead. Thank you and good luck to all, and enjoy the rest of November. As announced, the 60
Our 3 kings, they are not joking about anything. They mean business. Business means profit. They don't want to lose in anything. They want to leave a legacy, and a great one. We have seen the difference already. Yesterday, I was so excited. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's on the channel, less than 5 minutes video. Yes, Niger in Africa is the third developing, or the economy is better than many democracy preachers their economy. Even Ghana do not come close to Niger. Can you believe it? In the next year, I say in the next year, there's a future. It will be the third in the world. Mhm. It will be the third in the world. Can you imagine? So Africa is not poor. It's our leaders that are corrupt, and this is what they are trying to correct. He said, you heard him. Corruption is not allowed when revolution is taking place. No way. If he himself is behaving himself. Recently, I don't know if I shared that video. If you are traveling, you are a diplomat and you are traveling, they have a budget for you. You cannot go and come back and say, oh, maybe I used too much data, or I spent so much in this restaurant. No, you are going with a budget. You are going with amount of people. You can't collect. Yes, I say correct. All your family members and friends, your wife and children follow you to that conference or summit, like they do in some of other Africa countries, charter and pay full with their families, and they call them delegates to go and do their own business. Aside, they pass a law. I'm not sure whether I share that or not. So this is what he's talking about. 2025, we're going to, like one of the citizens said, the balance sheet is clean. The balance sheet is balanced. The video is there. I'm not saying it. One of Burkina Faso said that she or he summarized it all, and they want the balance sheet to be perfect next year. So they are preparing the way for that. Anyway, my families, the video is long already. I will leave you here. I'm so happy. They are not hiding anything in the darkness. They always want to come out and tell us what is going on. If you like it, go. If you don't like it, tough. He also talk about security reasons. And so, yes, I will leave you here and I'll come back with the security video. I will see you soon. Credit to Faso 7 RTB News for sharing this with us. Have a wonderful day, families. I will be back.